Hello and welcome to the Tennis Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Amell.
I'm your sidekick host, Brandon.
This is the show where every week we cover a different sport and go in depth on the sport's stats and figures and analytics for that sport in excruciating detail.
It would be excruciating if we were really doing that for both of us and for everybody listening.
That's what we're doing. Brandon, as you know, we're part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network, which has over 100 podcasts, mostly focused on sports.
They're primarily a sports network, and we stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, we're the ugly duckling on the network, but they've been great to us. And on top of that, something else happened this past week. What'd you think of the Lions winning the Super Bowl this past Sunday? That's crazy, right? They weren't even in the playoffs.
The Lions didn't even play in the NFC or AFC championship game. So, yeah, it's incredible that they won the Super Bowl. They staged a violent coup at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. Something different. But listen, I'm dropping a lot of hints. If you can't figure it out by now, we are going to be talking about sports, Super Bowl, football, foosball. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the NFL teams with the best and the worst Super Bowl record.
Okay, so it's actually two lists?
Yeah, the lists are small, so I figured we just do them both. My source from this is the fucking NFL and television, but also sportingnews.com and Wikipedia compiled some lists for me. And we're looking at the, top top 6 teams based on wins. 6 is a weird number, but there's so many ties. Like 4th place is like 6 teams. So I went with just the top 6. So these are the 6 teams that have won the most Super Bowls. We're going to do that first. After that, we're going to do the top losers, the Brandons of the NFL. These are the teams that have had the most appearances in the Super Bowl, but 0 victories.
And how many of those are there?
5.
Okay.
5 of those. And since I'm not a football guy, and you are, but less so than I think you used to be, we're not going to spend a ton of time talking about stats of like the games and all that shit, the matches. What do they call it in foosball? The matches?
The games. They're just games.
So we're not going to talk a lot about that. But I do have a bunch of random Super Bowl factoids to intersperse throughout here.
Okay.
So there you go. We're talking about, the day this episode releases is February 10th, 2021, year of our Lord, which means this prior Sunday was the Super Bowl. And Brandon, as of the time we're recording this, do we know the 2 teams playing?
Not yet. Almost. Probably later tonight.
It's the Chiefs and the Bucks, probably. Well, we'll see. Okay, give us your prediction. We'll see if you're right by the time this comes out. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I think Tom Brady is going to win another Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
Yep.
He's becoming like a living mythical legend at this point. He needs to be stopped.
It's not even fun anymore.
Yeah, he needs to be stopped.
Well, he's probably just about done. Okay, so Brandon's choosing the Bucks. I think as we're recording this, the Bills and the Chiefs are still playing, but I'm pulling for the Bills just because, as you'll find soon enough, they have not had a ton of Super Bowl success.
Right.
So anyway, Brandon, what is a Super Bowl? Tell the folks at home.
Super Bowl is the championship of the National Football League.
Now, football, that's soccer, right? Wink, wink.
Wait, American football is American football. Played with that oblong ball.
Yep, has very little to do with the foot. Not nothing to do, but little to do with the foot.
There's only one guy who's really using his foot for the ball.
I guess you're using your feet to run while holding the ball,
right.
But you don't, anyway. Super Bowl is the annual American football game that determines the champion of the National Football League. The game culminates a season that begins in the prior calendar year and is the conclusion of the NFL playoffs. The winner receives the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Before the 1970 merger between the American Football League and the National Football League, 2 leagues met a few times in a Super Bowl-like game. However, the first marketed Super Bowl, as in the name Super Bowl, was broadcast on TV in, January 1969. Super Bowl III was technically the first time that name was used.
Yep. They retroactively tried to call the other ones Super Bowl 1 and 2, but they weren't really.
So since 1967, technically, and with the name since 1969, Super Bowls happened every January. It's one of the biggest fucking events in American history. I mean, honestly, it should be a holiday here. So yeah, I have other stats I'll share as well, but I'll hold on to those for now. Why don't you give me a few guesses? I know you probably do know the number 1 and 2 teams, probably, and you're probably going to do pretty well on this list. But go ahead and guess. Top winningest NFL teams at the Super Bowl in history.
The one that I've had a few written down on each list. On the best Super Bowl teams in history, how about the Seahawks? Are they on that list?
They're not. I wonder where they are, though. Let's see. Seahawks are down in like the teens, between 10 and 20. They have 1 victory out of 3 appearances.
How about the Packers?
The Packers. They have won a Super Bowl. They also win the Super Bowl of one of the worst, dumbest names of a team. Am I alone on that? I hate that name.
What?
The Green Bay Packers. And why are the Green Bay getting a fucking team anyway?
It's because they're in that like greater Chicagoland area. They're like sort of right in between Chicago and Detroit. And it's mostly like a Wisconsin team, right?
Yeah.
Is Packers like
We're not Milwaukee, though.
Packers like they're packing cheese?
Is that it? I don't know. It's a stupid name. Love cheese.
Okay, so the easy go-to joke is that they're packing fudge.
Yeah. I didn't even want to say it because it's so easy.
Oh,
well, they're tied for number 3.
Needing to outfit his new squad, team founder, so the guy who founded the Green Bay Packers, who play at Lambeau Field, his name was Curly Lambeau. He solicited funds from his employer, the Indian Packing Company. They gave him $500 for uniforms and equipment in return for the team being named for the sponsor. Early newspaper article referred to them as the Indians, but then they, by the time they played their first game, they had been named the Packers.
Should have named them the Redskins. All right.
Well, there's a problem with that one.
Yeah, I know. That's the joke. The Green Bay Packers are tied for number 3. In the top 6 here, it's just number 1, 2, and 3 because there are a bunch of ties. So Packers are tied for 3. They have 5 Super Bowl appearances, 4 wins and 1 loss. That's tied for the best win record on this list, which is 80% success rate at the Super Bowl. And their most recent Super Bowl win came in 2010. Who'd they play that year? That was Super Bowl 44, and they played the Colts. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong year. They played the Steelers. They won 31-25.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you never thought you'd hear so much sports talk out of my mouth.
Do you know who Aaron Rodgers is?
Yeah, he's the quarterback of the Packers.
What else do you know about Aaron Rodgers?
That's it. That's literally it. Why? What, is there something I'm missing?
Well, lots of stuff. He looks a little bit like he's got crazy eyes. He's dating or he's married to Olivia Munn.
Aren't the Packers, correct me if I'm wrong, they are pretty consistent, like a consistent playoff team at least, right?
Yep.
They're usually pretty good. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's Packers number 3. Did you know that the Super Bowl is the second largest day in the U.S. for food consumption?
Yes.
The only day that beats it is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's all the snacks. It's the nachos. And
that is my favorite part of the Super Bowl. Wait, what?
Oh, he's not dating Olivia Munn anymore. He also dated former NASCAR driver Danica Patrick.
Yeah, but who hasn't?
Whoa.
That's funny because she's in a bunch of Super Bowl commercials for GoDaddy. Okay, well, you didn't act impressed with my knowledge, with my fact of the second largest day for food consumption. Did you already know that?
Yeah, it's a big day for like getting wings and snacks and pizza.
You said something about the toilet.
Yeah, and then there's also there's like a trivia fact that the biggest toilet usage of the year is during halftime of the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, there's lots of parties during the Super Bowl usually. Can't wait for the COVID party this year. Yeah, I could see that. A lot of toilet flushing going on.
I usually don't go to a Super Bowl party. I actually don't know if I'll be able to watch it this year. We got rid of like regular TV, and I don't think any of I'll have to pay for a different streaming level or something to have the Super Bowl, I think. But I'll watch it.
You just have an antenna.
I guess, but I can't get the antenna to work at my house. I don't know why. It's not very exciting to talk about unless there's a listener out there who knows a whole lot about TV antennas. So, Sidekick host on Twitter, help me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to watch it like I'd normally watch it, which is at home, mostly by myself, with my snacks. So
That's like any day of the year then for you.
I don't mind the commercials or anything like that, and I don't mind the halftime show, but I really want to watch the football game.
Speaking of the halftime show, we did cover the top 10 best halftime show performances back on episode 73. And the halftime show usually sucks.
Usually, yeah. The one by Prince was the best.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few good ones in there, but for the most part, they're like, yeah.
Do you know what Brett Favre's middle name is?
What?
Lorenzo.
Now, you know what? I actually love that.
If I gave you 100 guesses, there's no way you would have guessed Lorenzo.
No, that's a badass middle name, though. I actually love that name.
Did you know that he has the most career interceptions thrown and the most time sacked and the most fumbles?
Well, then why is he so good? Oh, let's see. At the time of his retirement, he was the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards, passing touchdown, and quarterback wins.
Yeah, when you're playing that much football, I guess all those things are bound to happen. But yeah, he did a lot more winning than losing.
Yeah.
He also showed his wiener. He took a picture of his wiener for a woman who was like a sports trainer, I think.
Wait, you're going to have to fill me in here.
Huh? Did you already know this?
No, fill me in. I don't know anything about this.
In 2010, the NFL investigated Favre for allegedly sexting and leaving inappropriate voice messages for Jets game day host Jen Sturger during the 2008 season. He sent her a picture of his wiener, and he was...
Do you have to say wiener?
That
makes it sound less offensive than it is.
His dick. He sent her a picture of his dick, and it's...
Okay. You've seen it?
Yeah, it's odd looking. And you also, behind his wiener, you can see that he's wearing Crocs.
So she leaked this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super skinny, but it's skinnier than you would think with like a big mushroom head on it.
Oh man, this is great.
It looks like a little shovel. He's got a shovel dick.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think let's not get into the pros and cons of the shovel-shaped dick like I was about to do. But isn't it true that Brett Favre, once he left the Packers, like in the 90s, I think, or early 2000s, he never really had success after that, right, with the Vikings?
Yeah, he did. They went to
they never won a Super Bowl. They never even got to a Super Bowl.
They went to the playoffs.
Big whoop. So does fucking 25 other teams every year.
No, they don't. You don't even know.
Well, there's more than a dozen. There's a bunch.
Sure.
All right. Well, give us another guess.
How about the Cowboys?
Yeah, the Cowboys have sucked for a long time, I hear.
They have.
But they used to be pretty good because they're tied for number 2. Does that surprise you they're that high?
No.
They have 8 Super Bowl appearances, which is among the most ever.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's tied for second most ever. 5 wins, 3 losses, and in fact, they won 3 out of 4 times between 92 and 95. But that is their most recent Super Bowl win, 1995.
Yep.
And among the top teams we're going to talk about today, this is the longest distance, like the longest to go that one of these teams has last appeared in a Super Bowl. I know they've had glimmers of hope here and there where they've made it to the playoffs since then, but they've never really gotten close to the Super Bowl, as far as I know, since 95.
No, I mean, they've been fun to watch. They've been fun to watch many seasons, but no, not since Deion Sanders left have they been any good.
What year was that?
I think he left in like 96 or 97.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that. And if you're wrong, then you're a liar.
Barry Switzer was the coach during their last Super Bowl win. I love Barry Switzer, but he did not do very well with the Cowboys.
That's a great name. Barry Switzer. This sounds like a name that was meant to be famous, you know?
He's the king.
Sure. Cowboys, you either love them or hate them, right? Most people hate them.
They're America's team, right?
Yeah.
They're known as America's team.
I've never talked to anyone that's like, I love the Cowboys.
Oh, really? There's a lot of... I think Oklahoma probably has more Cowboys fans than any other NFL team. Cowboys and then probably Chiefs. Oh, and Browns now.
More than the Dolphins?
Way more than the Dolphins.
Surprising. Did you know that the 1972 Dolphins capped off the only perfect season in NFL history with their victory in Super Bowl VII? I didn't know that. I didn't know that no team has ever had a perfect season besides that.
Didn't the Patriots have a perfect season?
Not according to this. And when it comes to this or you, I'm choosing this. The only team with multiple Super Bowl appearances and no losses, so that means They've been to the Super Bowl more than once, and they've won every time. Do you know the team that's done that?
Nope.
Baltimore Ravens. So there you go.
Oh, it was the 2007 New England Patriots season in which the Giants defeated them in the Super Bowl upset, and the Patriots were not able to go as undefeated.
Imagine if Tom Brady had that feather in his cap, undefeated season, plus everything else he's already gotten. I mean, there'd be no disputing him as the greatest of all time.
His cap looks like a peacock's ass with all the feathers in it.
You know, a peacock is one animal where you can truly say hell of an ass, and it's like completely accurate, no argument.
Yeah, it's dazzling.
Yeah, it's a dazzling ass. I've seen a couple dazzling asses in my day, but peacock, pretty good.
A peacock's ass is so dazzling that, in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, they have that, what is the festival or like the party, the parade where they're all dancing in the street?
Oh, the butt festival.
Yeah, that butt festival. It might as well be because they've got like some of the Brazilians are known for their butts. They have the Brazilian butts, but then they wear an outfit that looks like a peacock's tail on top of that. So that's how good a peacock's tail is, that even if you have the butt of all butts and you want to accentuate it further, you go for the peacock's butt. It's the creme de la creme of butts.
Did you know that the peacock, the one that has the big tail, like you think of when you think of a peacock, is the boy peacock? It's the man peacock.
Yeah.
It's the dude.
Showing off.
The lady has a boring ass tail.
Yeah.
So it's just nice, score one for men, right?
Finally.
Because, the boy peacock has that ass. I'm here for it.
Right. Hey, Charlie.
What?
Can I borrow a couple bucks?
Sure.
Do you have a couple bucks to borrow, to lend me?
I have about 3.
You have $3? And you'd lend me 2 of them? You're a hell of a guy. Well, you know what I want to do with those $2?
What?
Buy cigarettes.
You seriously?
No.
Dude?
What I want to do with those dollars, with your couple bucks, is subscribe to the Tennis Podcast Patreon. Do you know what a Patreon is?
Nope.
Well, let me tell you what it is. You get our episodes early. Would you like to get an episode, if you got episodes of The Mandalorian earlier than everyone else in the world? Wouldn't you feel pretty hot to try?
Yep.
Do you think anyone likes to listen to me as much as you like to watch The Mandalorian?
Probably.
Really? That's very sweet. You get episodes ad-free. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
We hate ads. Where do you see ads the most?
On YouTube.
What are the ads for?
For like cleaning, food. Mostly just cleaning and food.
Yeah, we hate ads. You're not going to have ads if you get the Patreon episodes. We're also going to have monthly bonus episodes on there on topics that we can't touch on in the main episodes. Episodes that are too hot to handle.
Oh.
Does it sound gross or creepy?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all gross and creepy. All the best gross and creepy stuff are on the monthly bonus episodes.
Wow.
You're also going to get a welcome pack with free swag and merch.
Amazing.
Do you know what swag is?
No.
Do you want some?
Yes.
And more. This last bullet point says, and more. Who knows what more could be? It could be windbreakers.
Yeah.
Could be jelly beans that taste like peanut butter and hot dogs.
Wow.
It starts at only $2 a month. Go to patreon.com/tennispod. That's patreon.com/10ishpod. Tennispod. A better way to pod. Doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it does not make any sense.
Did you know, I'm sure you do know this, the Super Bowl has frequently been the most watched American TV broadcast of the year. In fact, the 7 most watched broadcasts in American history are Super Bowls.
Yep.
So 1 through 7 most watched TV shows ever, Super Bowls. And in 2015, Super Bowl, 49 became the most watched American TV program in history with an audience of 114 million viewers. That's the 5th time in 6 years that the game had set a record.
Do you watch the Super Bowl usually?
Super Bowl is usually the only NFL game I watch each year.
Do you watch the actual game? Or like what's going on in your head while you're watching the Super Bowl? What are you thinking about? What are you looking for?
The snacks. But when it comes to my eyes on the TV, I never come in like, thinking about the game, like, who wonder who's going to win? Wonder how fucking jersey number 12 is going to do this game. But I do end up watching it, like, because you get into it once it's going.
Right.
So I do end up like watching the game pretty much, and the commercials.
You realize, like, if you just started watching more games, it sounds like you would enjoy them.
Can't do it.
Okay. But some people watch it specifically for commercials and just enjoy the
I kind of just like the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole deal. But I have to admit, the commercials seem to be worse lately, or not as fun.
I mean, I've never really been bowled over by them. I like the fact that you get sneak peeks at like movies and TV shows and stuff, but I don't really, the commercials don't like make me slap my knee and
slap your knee
and chortle and yuck and all that. No.
Chortle. I've heard you chortle. It's not a pretty
disgusting
sight. Let's talk about the Super Bowl commercials, though, since we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has probably heard that the commercials for the Super Bowl are the most expensive of any kind. Let me lay the foundation a little bit. A report by Ad Age reported that a 30-second spot on a national TV program, this is an average program throughout the year, not the Super Bowl, just that your average 30-second national spot is about $115,000 as of 2020. $115,000. Now, the Super Bowl, what do you think it was in 2020? If the normal average spot is $115,000, what is the Super Bowl 30-second spot?
I think the 30-second spot is like $2 million.
$5.6 million in 2020 for a 30-second Super Bowl spot. And that sounds like a lot, and it is. But all the listeners should keep in mind that's $5.6 million just for the spot. That doesn't include making the commercial, paying your celebrity endorsement, all that shit.
Yeah.
So this 30-second spot is going to end up costing you tens of millions of dollars.
It'd be awesome if someone spent all their money on the spot and then just like uploaded something with their iPhone. Like there used to be this guy who did his own commercials. He was a local truck dealer, like car and truck dealer, Chevy dealer. And I would listen to the radio in the morning. He did his own commercials. And they were 30-second commercials, which is a long commercial, the radio world.
Yeah.
And you could completely tell that he didn't write a damn thing down or practice anything. He just rambled for like 20 seconds of the 30 seconds about all the great deals and trucks and shit you could get. And I always thought that was super ballsy. He was just like, no, fuck it. I'll just... And yeah, somebody should do that. Should pay for the spot and then upload something from their iPhone that is just worthless. Everyone would be talking about it. It's the only thing people would be talking about the next day.
What if someone had the money and the means and they spent 3 30-second spots, 90 seconds, they wanted them all in a row, 90 seconds of airtime, and it was just a person talking to their camera about like their favorite movies? Do you think the NFL would air it, or the broadcast network would air it?
Yeah. I think it would be the most talked about commercial in Super Bowl history.
Yeah. I'm here for it. If any of our listeners out there are millionaires, we endorse you doing this plan on our behalf so we can enjoy it. The 2020 cost of $5.6 million is about 4,800% higher than the average cost of a non-Super Bowl ad. And the first Super Bowl ever, Super Bowl I, the cost of an ad was $37,000. So it's gone up a butt. But $5.6 million in 2020, that's almost as much as a 30-second ad spot here on the 10ish podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us another guess.
How about the 49ers?
Yeah, the 49ers, are they above or below the Cowboys?
They're not tied with the Cowboys?
Oh, yeah, they are.
That's what I was going to guess.
On my notes, they're above, so that's why. You're right, they're tied for number 2 with the Cowboys. But they've lost less time, so I think that's why they're higher, even though they're... So the 49ers tied for number 2, 7 Super Bowl appearances, 5 wins, 2 losses. But their most recent win was 94. They did appear in 2012 and 2019, but they lost both of those.
Bummer.
Yep. 49ers, also a dumb name. I gotta say,
do you know what it's about?
I know it has a meaning of some kind. I think it's 1849, right? Like the gold rush.
Yeah, gold rush.
But but what the fuck does that have to do with fucking anything? The NFL and American football is like the biggest thing in America. Like it's the most powerful sport, brand, everything. But most of their team names and logos kind of suck.
Well, to me, if your team is going to be the 49ers, you need a mascot that is like an old toothless coot with a pickaxe.
Coot.
Right?
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, they've got...
What is their mascot?
I mean, I'm looking...
Just a giant 4 and a giant 9 fucking each other on the field?
Their official mascot is Sourdough Sam. He wears a jersey number 49. I'm looking at Sourdough Sam. He is a lantern-jawed, cowboy-looking guy. This is not...
I see him. He does have a pickaxe, though. I mean, let's give him that.
Does he?
Yeah, well, in some of them he does. But he does look like someone you don't want to be locked in a room with by yourself.
Okay, so I'm looking at the updated... I was looking at an old one in which he didn't have a beard. With a shaved face, he looks almost like Gaston. But with the beard and his mouth opened crazily wide like that... Okay, I actually like the look of this mascot a little bit better, except his eyes need to be crazier, and they need to take some black magic marker and get rid of some of those teeth.
Dye his hair gray.
Yeah, it needs to be more wiry.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be handsome.
Well, I feel like we're getting into boring territory. So let's head back to the guesses. You have Packers, Cowboys, and 49ers, 3 of the top 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Who's left?
How about the Saints?
No, the Saints are... Scrolling here. Saints are way down, probably in the 20s. 1 victory and 1 appearance, 2009.
How about the Giants?
The Giants, yeah. The Giants are tied for number 3 with the Packers. The 5 Super Bowl appearances, which is 4 win and 1 loss. And along with the Packers, they have an 80% win record at the Super Bowl. And their most recent win was 2011. I believe that was against the Patriots.
It's another weird mascot name. I think this is probably the most consistent thing we could compare teams. Their name is the Giants. It's not very like a giant man, giant monster.
That's what it should be. I just did a Google image search for New York Giants mascot. I see a little boy. Like the mascot's literally just a little boy.
Uh-huh.
The costume of a little boy in a New York Giants helmet.
I'm looking at it here.
Mascots are so stupid. Like, why do we have... I mean, who gives a fuck?
So the New York Giants mascot is either a bobblehead or a baby.
Yeah, bobblehead. That's got to be it. Do you see the one, if it's the second image on mine, where you see the baby's head open, its eyes are closed,
yeah,
and the mouth is open, and you can see the person's head inside?
Its mouth kind of looks like a nutcracker.
Yes, and holding a can of Campbell's chunky soup.
And the player next to it looks like, holy shit. Oh, there's a face inside.
That's what I said.
There's a little woman in there. Is it a woman?
Yeah. Looks like a woman. Well, women have come a long way, haven't they?
And she's holding a tray with a bowl of chunky soup.
You just going to repeat everything I say now?
Victor Cruz is looking at her like, fuck, this lady just walk out here with soup and this big nutcracker bobblehead on.
Well,
I know you did not just bring me that soup.
He's like, bitch, we're down by 40 points and you got this soup.
You did not just bring me chunky soup to the sideline.
The eyes of this mascot are closed partially to where it looks like...
It looks like it's in ecstasy.
Yes, I was going to say, it looks like it's a mid-orgasm.
Oh, look, there's another picture later on. And Victor Cruz is like happily eating the soup.
I see it. It's probably a commercial.
Is it his mom inside?
I'll bet it is.
His mom brought him soup, and they were like, hey, before you go out there, let me tell you, we need you to change into this. She's like, I went shopping. Well, I'm going to need you to put on this fucking bobblehead nutcracker. Victor Cruz is like, Mom? She's crying inside. Just eat the soup.
She does not look happy.
Just eat the soup. I'm humiliated.
I hate this mascot.
Yeah, so that's the New York Giants.
Yeah, it's the New York Giants. Give me another guess.
The Bears?
Nope. No Bears there in the teens.
What about the Redskins?
No, it looks like they're tied for 4th place, but they're tied with like 3 other teams.
You know, my football knowledge only kicks in like the 90s, so there's another 20 or 30 years that...
Yeah, okay, well, I'll say, so you're missing 2, and they both have victories in the 2010s.
The Eagles.
No. Eagles are tied for... They have 1 victory and 2 losses.
Oh, the Steelers.
The Steelers. Tied for number 1, the Akron, Ohio Steelers. I think I have that right. They're tied for number 1 with 8 Super Bowl appearances, 6 wins and 2 losses. That's a pretty good record.
Pittsburgh people will stomp your balls for saying Akron, Ohio.
Stomping my balls. That's such a fucking violent visual.
Well,
It's like, think of a curb stomp, but the balls. I mean, we all say balls shit all the time, like kick you in the balls, but just stomping on the balls. It's harsh.
Get you.
Well, they're going to love this, though, because their most recent win was in 2008. However, they also appeared and lost in 2010 to the Packers.
Yeah.
But there's one team that is tied with the Steelers at number 1, who's won the same amount, but has appeared in a lot more. In fact, they had the record for the most Super Bowl appearances. I'm sure you know it.
What are you?
The Patriots.
I was about to I didn't know you were asking for another guess. I've been waiting to guess the Patriots.
Well, I think you're just trying to save face now in retrospect. I think you're
that's the
football stupid. You didn't know.
First one I wrote down. God damn it. Yes, the Patriots.
Oh, well, you didn't guess it officially.
I was too busy looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers mascot, Steely McBeam.
No, I think you're confused. It's the Akron, Ohio Steelers.
No, the Steely McBeam.
Oh, it's stupid. It's just like a worker holding a steel beam.
Yeah, he's a big...
See, again, they're all stupid.
He has a big butt chin.
Yeah.
He's not very fun. He's holding a steel
No,
beam.
none of them are.
The Patriots...
Like, the Bears and shit is a good name. Like, the Bears, the Eagles, the Rams. These are cool teams. And then the Steelers, like, it's a fucking occupation.
Yeah, it's not like a... Even firefighters would be more fun.
Yeah. But the Patriots is also a boring name. It's better than Steelers, but I don't know.
Patriots. Tell us about New England Patriots.
They have a record 11 Super Bowl appearances. Their most recent win was in 2018, but this is the stuff I found most interesting. We're living through a dynasty, people, if you're listening to this. Mm-hmm. The Patriots have appeared in literally more than 50% of the Super Bowls in the 2010s.
Well, the dynasty is definitely over now.
Yeah. How did they do this year? Did they even make the playoffs?
Nope.
They just fell off a cliff.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
know if they made the playoffs, but they're definitely not going to the Super Bowl.
9 out of 11 Super Bowl appearances for the Patriots have been since the year 2001, which was their first year with Tom Brady.
Their original Pat the Patriot logo that they used for the mascot was really cool. It was just a regular old guy, a beefcake kind of He-Man looking guy, dressed like a revolutionary Minuteman, but he's getting ready to hike a football and run all over your ass.
Yeah, he is a badass. I don't like the mascot version of him, though.
No,
I like
the mascot
cartoon
version
drawing
of him
I'm seeing.
Looks
like Gaston.
Looks like, looks like Gaston. And
we haven't even addressed the elephant in the room here, talking about all these mascots.
Mm-hmm.
Furries. Furry conventions.
Oh, yeah. Like,
explain to the folks at home what furries are.
They dress up in furry costumes.
And then
make love to each other.
Fucking
yeah.
But you know what? If you're into that, it's cool. But
I don't think
it's like,
I don't think they're as much into mascots as like that's just
animals.
It's a convenient way to look more animal in appearance, to put more fur all over your body.
They're usually animal, but they are in a mascot costume, like literally.
Yeah, I would bet that like, since leggings have gotten more popular, if there's a company that has something that is skin tight but fur based, I bet
oh baby.
Well, the furry community is also probably not the most like skin tight, clothes friendly community.
No, but they rub all over. They don't even penetrate with the sex.
I bet the furries love that Cats movie. The CGI Cats movie where they look like cat people.
They're the only ones in the world that liked it. Shout out to all of our furry listeners.
And that's the New England Patriots.
Yeah, so we did the top 6 here. So these are the most winningest Super Bowl teams. Tied for number 3 are Green Bay Packers and New York Giants. Tied for number 2 are the Dallas Cowboys and the San Fran 49ers. Tied for number 1, the Steelers and the Patriots. Patriots have the most appearances, but I forgot to mention, they do have the worst win percentage of the top.
The Patriots?
Of this list. Yeah, because they've appeared in 11, 6 wins, but 5 losses.
Now,
so that's a 0.545%.
So we're now talking about those teams with the worst Super Bowl records.
Yeah.
How many are tied for each position?
There's 2 number 2s and 3 number 1s.
Okay. Oh, so that's how many we're doing. 3 number ones and 2 number twos. Okay. Gotcha.
So these are the teams with the most appearances with no wins.
Right. Since there's 3 number ones, I can go ahead and cross a number 1 off the list. Because I know the Buffalo Bills are a huge Super Bowl loser.
The Buffalo Bills, they have lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
They're the only team to do that. They appeared at 4 Super Bowls in a row between 1990 and 1993. They lost all of them.
To the Cowboys.
Yeah, 3 of them to the Cowboys. Or at least 2 or 3 of them to the Cowboys. Their most recent appearance was that, 1993. But I do have a note that before the Super Bowl, they did win 2 AFL championships in the 1960s. So if you're a Bills fan, you got that to hold on to.
Or they're holding on tonight.
That's true. Yeah, that's what. So it's possible.
I guess I could look at the score of the game.
It's possible as we're talking. Yeah, we're recording this as the Bills are playing the deciding game with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs currently lead 38-21 with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
They could still do it.
I doubt that.
They can still do it. You want to tell me they can't do it?
All right, if you're asking me if the Buffalo Bills could score 2 unanswered touchdowns and a field goal in 4 minutes and 6 seconds.
4 minutes, 6 seconds is an eternity in football. But guess what? You're going to look pretty dumb if, as we're recording this, the Bills already won the Super Bowl, and here you are talking about how they're not going to do it.
Yeah. I think it's more likely at this point that they stage a coup and take the Super Bowl that way.
Like the Lions did. You know, the Chiefs and the Bucks, that's what it's looking like it's going to be. That's a pretty big game.
Yeah. Chiefs are the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah. Okay, well, the Bills are tied for number 1, so who do you think is tied with them?
How about the Raiders?
No, the Raiders are tied for 4th place on the wins.
Oh.
But they haven't won one since 2002.
How about the Ravens?
No Ravens. Remember, I told you earlier they are the only team to go to more than one Super Bowl and never lose.
Oh, right.
But there's another bird in the top losers.
Oh, Eagles.
No.
Cardinals.
Eagles won, remember, just a few years ago. No, not the Cardinals.
The Falcons.
The Falcons are tied with the Bills for number 1.
If it wasn't the Falcons, I was running out of birds.
But all those birds are better than Packers.
Yeah.
The Falcons were an expansion team in 1966, and they did make 2 appearances, most recently in 2017. No wins. But there are 2 other animals in the top 5 losers here.
Animals? Okay, that's helpful. Oh, the Rams would be another loser animal.
No, the Rams have won.
Oh.
The Rams beat, they won in 2001.
You said there are more loser animals?
Yeah, 2 of them. And these animals could beat the shit out of a bird.
Well, is one of them the Bears?
No.
Let's
see, where are the Bears at here? The Bears have won 1 and lost 1. And they won in 85 and lost in 06.
Is one of them the Redskins, you racist piece of shit?
No.
How about the Jaguars?
Are they sticking? No to Jaguars. Jaguars on a different list I'll tell you about in a second. Is Washington sticking with the name Washington football team? Or is that just like an interim name?
It's supposed to be an interim name. I heard one of them was like a patriotic type name. And it seemed to be the better fit. I think it's narrowed down to 2. Yeah,
it says on Wikipedia that the team rebranded to the Washington football team pending adoption of a more permanent replacement. The Redskins, we did cover the Redskins, cheap plug here, on episode 17 when we covered the most valuable sports franchises. Those are the sports teams that are worth the most financially. So that's episode 17. We did cover the Redskin controversy then too. So you still need 2 animals in the top losers here. They both say meow, meow.
Oh, the Carolina Panthers?
The Carolina Panthers are tied for number 2.
God, see, like they're just not even on my radar, really.
Weren't they good like a few years ago? Well, yeah, I know they were because they appeared in the Super Bowl in 2015.
They've got Cam Newton, who is really awesome, but I don't know what they got going other than that.
Well,
Panthers. Oh wait, Cam Newton is on the Patriots now.
Oh, well, he's not doing much for them then. But the Panthers, I thought, was cool that they're the newest team we've talked about. 1995 was their first season, so they got a lot of time to make it work. But which kitty cat meow
Stop
It's
that.
tied with the Panthers at number 2.
You said no Jaguars.
I'll give you a hint. Their most recent Super Bowl appearance was 1989.
Oh, the Bengals.
The Bengals, Cincinnati. They appeared at Super Bowl 16 and 23. No wins, though. But they're tied for number 2 with the Panthers.
Poor Bengals have been not good for a long time.
The Bengals are like a team I always forget even exists.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you could probably tell. Well, Brandon, I don't watch football.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a pretty decent knowledge of, I'm into stats and figures. So, I have looked at the Super Bowl records before doing this list today. So I'm familiar with all the teams. I'm saying I could probably name every team if I was put on the spot, even though I never watch. But the Bengals are probably I might forget to include them.
It's too bad that they went with a color scheme that also has to be the same colors as the tiger. Because, I don't know. But the actual mascot, Houday the tiger.
What's his name?
His name is Houday.
Houday? Like Houdair?
Yeah. Like Houday.
Yeah.
He's a nice looking tiger mascot.
Well, he's a tiger. He's a Bengal, though. He's not a tiger.
Is a Bengal different from a tiger?
Yes.
I thought a Bengal was a type of tiger.
I don't think so.
I just looked it up. It says the Bengal tiger is a tiger from a specific population of the blah, 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 blah.
You believe everything you read on the internet? Come on.
Well, when it backs up what I knew to be the truth about fucking tigers.
So why don't they just call themselves the Tigers then?
Because they're a specific type of tiger.
Okay.
They're saying we're not snow tiger. We're not what other kind of tigers?
There are no snow tigers. You're thinking of a snow leopard.
No, there's a white tiger.
Yeah, but he's not a snow tiger.
There can be white Bengal tigers. Let's not talk about tigers anymore. We're revealing our tiger ignorance.
This isn't a tiger fucking podcast, although that is an idea.
Thank you for subscribing to TigerCast. Hosted by two people who don't know anything about tigers or football.
Yeah. I can make tiger noises, though. Watch this.
Okay. Quit that. Every one of your cat noises, every one of them sounds like a cat that needs to be put down.
Whoa! No, I will not stand for that. Apologize now.
It sounds like a cat that's in physical pain. That's cold.
These are fighting words. Okay, I'm fucking upset. You're fucking hurting my feelings.
If you had a cat that was in great pain and wasn't meant to live, was making sounds like kill me.
These cats are agitated because they're getting amped up for the game.
That's not how your sound makes them seem.
Well, you don't know fuck all about cats. Thought there was a snow tiger. Well, listen, the team that you have yet to guess does love the snow.
The Broncos?
No. Broncos have definitely won.
Loves the snow.
Broncos have won 3 and lost 5.
Well, Dolphins don't love the snow.
Not the Dolphins.
Do Vikings love the snow?
Of course they do, because they're in Minnesota.
That's true.
Minnesota Vikings tied for number 1. And this is sad because, quick recap, the other teams we've talked about, the Bengals, 1989 was their last appearance. Panthers, 2015. Falcons, 2017. The Bills, 93, and maybe 2021, depending on how this goes. The Vikings haven't even made a Super Bowl appearance since 1976.
God bless.
Since your college years, Brandon.
That's before I was born.
They have the longest time since the last appearance. And since their creation in 1961, they did appear in 4 Super Bowls, 1-0 of them, but they did win the NFL championship in 1969, which was the last year before the AFL-NFL merger.
They are the most successful NFL franchise to never win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
What a bunch of stinkers. Prince liked the Vikings.
Well, it's because he's from Minnesota.
He's from, Minnesota. And
there's a law that says you have to love the team of the city and state you're born in.
He had to also just love, the fact that they were purple, too. That just, made his love for them even stronger.
Which is interesting because purple is not a very Viking color.
No.
More like blood red. Or just blood, period. I'm going to give you those losing teams again. These are the top losers. Most appearances with 0 wins. The Cincinnati Bengals and Carolina Panthers are tied at 2, and all 3 tied at 1. The Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, and Buffalo Bills. So according to this, the best teams in NFL history are the Patriots and the Steelers. And the worst teams are the Bills and the Vikings. However, that's not actually true because I have a bonus list here. I'm not going to make you guess it.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you. But these are the teams that have never even appeared in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I could guess some of those.
Yeah, let's just do them quick, though. And they're ranked by their most recent playoff experience. So if they've appeared recently, they're number one, in other words. So give me the top 4.
The Tennessee Titans.
No, they've appeared in the Super Bowl, 2001 or 2 against the Rams.
The Texans.
The Texans are number 2. They appeared in the 2018 playoffs, but they've never won the Super Bowl.
The Jaguars.
Or appeared. The Jaguars are number 3. They appeared in the 2017 playoffs, but have never appeared in a Super Bowl. And what team did I start today's show talking about? They did the coup, remember, this year?
Oh, the Dolphins.
No, the Lions.
Oh, the Lions, that's
The
right.
Dolphins have definitely been at the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions have not. They did make the 2016 playoffs. So do you know the team that before 2020, they are in the 2020 playoffs, but before that, they hadn't been in the playoffs since 2002, and they've never been in a Super Bowl?
That's the Buccaneers.
No.
Oh?
Buccaneers, let me see where they are. The Buccaneers have won one in 2002.
They're another team that other than
Until Brady, I forgot about him too.
Yeah.
What team has the OU quarterback on it right now?
Well, there's a couple teams that have an OU Heisman Award winning quarterback. The Cleveland Browns have Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Kyler.
So when's the last time the Browns have been in a Super Bowl?
How many times have they been in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
2.
0. Cleveland Browns have never been in a Super Bowl.
Kyler Murray, also Heisman Trophy Award winner from Oklahoma. He's the quarterback of the Cardinals. And Jalen Hurts, also Oklahoma Heisman winning quarterback, is the quarterback for the Eagles.
Well, the one we're looking for is the Browns.
So suck my crotch chop.
Did you say observe your crotch chop?
No. Yep. Just look at it.
Can you give us the whooshing sounds of your crotch chop? Those are some grunts you added in there. So then now I can say the worst teams in NFL history are the Browns, the Texans, the Jaguars, the Lions. The best teams are the Patriots and the Steelers, the 49ers and the Cowboys. There you go. Those are facts. Best and the worst. Before I go back through comprehensively, I want to give you one more stat that I've been holding on to in my back pocket all night. In a commercial during Super Bowl IV in 1970, Chicago Bears linebacker Dick Butkus, oh baby, he endorsed Prestone, a brand of antifreeze, stating the tagline, direct quote from Chicago Bears linebacker Dick Butkus, "Because plugging holes is my business."
Yeah, it was. He plugged those holes.
But Brandon, is that the first thing you think of when you think about plugging holes?
I mean,
Come on.
do you think he was being racy?
I mean, when I think about plugging holes, I'm not thinking about whatever, I guess that's referring to like gaps in the line during play.
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking about your butthole.
Don't put words in Dick Butkus's mouth.
Dick Butkus. I think Dick Butkus definitely knew about plugging holes from the minute he was born with that name.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, those top winners are the Packers, the Giants, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Patriots, the Steelers. The top losers, the Bengals, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Vikings, the Bills, and teams that have never even appeared in a Super Bowl, the Lions, the Jaguars, the Texans, the Browns. We did it.
Stats.
I walked you through it.
I
I held your hand, and it was great.
Get your sports here.
We made a great team. I do have one more plug that we did cover the most popular sports in the world, as ranked by the estimated number of global fans. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
That was back in episode 91. So if you're looking for more sports chat from the Tennis Podcast boys, episode 91. By the way, off topic for just a moment, but want to give a quick plug to the Anyway Whatever podcast. I was actually the special guest last week on the show. Look for episode 41 of Anyway Whatever podcast. I joined the host Mike and we talked about the founding the foundation of the Tennis Podcast, working with Brandon in the real world, podcast life as well. And we touched on other stuff too, like our favorite music and a whole lot more. It was a really fun time. I hope you'll listen. That's the anyway, whatever, podcast. You can find it on any podcast app or at anyway.whateverpodcast.com. Brandon, do you remember the alarming trend happening right now where our podcast reviewers are starting to speak out and demand your head on a platter, so to speak, that they don't want you hosting the show anymore?
Oh, I didn't notice that, no.
Well, it's happened. Remember, it started with Thomas on Patreon. He left the review that said, Nick is a great host, and Brandon is just kind of there. Do you recall that?
I recall that he said that, yeah.
Do you need me to say it again to make it more clear?
No.
Okay, well, he did leave a follow-up review today.
Oh, great.
Well, not today. I'm going to read it today. So Thomas on Apple Podcast left us another review. He said, "It's Thomas again. Awesome podcast. Just in case the people in the back didn't hear, Brandon is just kind of there. I said it again!" With 6 exclamation points.
Okay, well, saying it twice doesn't make it correct, Thomas.
Well, I think Thomas is leading the forefront of this growing population of listeners, this growing unrest. I'm getting pressure from sponsors, Brandon.
To, like,
might need a new
off?
sidekick host.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, I actually don't think you'd mind that much. Well, Thomas, even though Brandon is just kind of there, and I agree, by the way, hey, I'm right there with you. I feel it, but I appreciate you listening anyway. I do have a more positive review from Coolness Pod Ryan on Apple Podcasts. He says, "This is quality edutainment. If you're looking for a podcast that's as funny as it is informative, look no further. Every episode of the Tennis Podcast covers such a broad spectrum that it's consistently exciting." You hear that, Brandon? Thomas says you're just kind of there, but Ryan says that you are consistently exciting.
No, he wasn't specific about me at all.
You're right, so the trend continues.
Well,
I think the absence of including you in consistently exciting, one can only assume...
I think there's people who are listening just for me. It's not even a very good fake laugh. You're not a good fake laugher. Not a talented fake laugher.
My fake laugh could enter a fake laughing Hall of Fame.
Well, I immediately recognized it as fake.
Okay, well, I sense a little grumpiness coming on, so maybe we should end this.
Fritos is trending on Twitter. Did you know that?
No.
What's your favorite Fritos flavor or size or shape?
Frito shape, Frito flavored, Frito size.
Well, there's different sizes and shapes and flavors. Do you have a fucking favorite?
Well, fucking only serial killers and sociopaths choose anything other than normal fucking ass Fritos.
Well, you don't like a scoop? You don't like the scoops?
Frito is already naturally scoopy.
Not all of them. Almost every scoop is...
Oh my god.
Look, it's not just about the scoop. It's about the sturdiness of the scoop. Have you seen how fucking thick a Frito scoop is? How you could dig to the goddamn bottom of a can of bean dip with it?
You could fucking dig to China with a Frito scoop chip.
Yeah, there's paleontologists sometimes unearth skeletal remains of dinosaurs using Frito scoops.
It's too gimmicky for me. I like the classic.
You don't like a honey barbecue twist?
I do, but they're not my favorite.
Okay.
Hot take, I guess.
Well, that's Frito talk.
So now we know, if you haven't got this in your notes, Brandon, I took it down. Future podcast ideas for different podcasts, new podcasts. We got Dolphin Podcast, Tiger Podcast, and Frito Podcast.
Talk.
Yeah, Frito Talk. And that's easily hashtagable, so you know it's a win.
I'm just here, my ass. Frito Talk.
Yeah. Okay. You redeemed yourself this week, but you need to start doing that consistently every week. And I did forget to mention, if you want me to read your review out there, leave us a review. I'll read it in a future episode. Brandon, I'm tired, and you're grumpy, and you need your medicine. So let's end this.
My medicine? I gotta eat so I can take my back pill.
This has been Sports Talk on the Tennis Podcast, episode 118, and we'll be back next week with Brandon's list on sports again.
Nope.
Probably not, maybe. Episode 119. Do you have any hints for us?
Your hint is not sports.
Okay, got it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.